Well, good morning. Kind of felt like it was a good day after the day after to finally do a video again. And I was going to do one yesterday, but it was just really too tough emotionally and mentally. And I can tell you a little bit about that story in just a minute. Felt like it's kind of a time to give a little more information and background. And so I'm going to try to do these from time to time and do an update this way. And hopefully there'll be one or two people that will be interested in hearing about it. There's a lot of story, a lot of background, a lot of different pieces and parts, not just to this current election that happened, the special election, but really over these many years and in sort of the political sphere and some other areas. And I think that there's some good value in, I think, for the conservative cause and people who are going to continue to carry this all forward, and where I can try to give a little bit of that, I'm gonna attempt to do so. So from time to time, I'm just gonna shoot a video. It's gonna be nothing huge, but I'll certainly do it and put it forward, and folks can look at it if they want, and of course not if they don't. So there's a lot of layers into this. Obviously, it's the day after the day after. Yesterday was really tough, and we knew going into that it was I don't think anybody's ever run for state representative, and with as much baggage sort of in the media and still unraveling as I did. But I felt like it was necessary. I wanted to give the voters an opportunity to weigh in, give them an opportunity to really take a look at the various parts of it. Some of that did get brought forward as far as the secret agreements in regards to the speaker's office and their the speaker, and having to pledge your vote to the speaker on more taxes, more spending, and more progressive stuff, and then not tell your district. And I think we saw that just play out with this current situation regarding the gas tax. You'll see it periodically. You'll see it on the massive budgets that come through, and some of the other really nasty progressive stuff that conservatives hate to see their representatives do, and then they ask them about it, and the representatives won't give any indication as to why they do it. So now people know that. Also, my voting record, I think there was some good steps that happened in that, and people were able to see it. But I think the district itself is still going through the fits and trying to heal and deal with those parts, and just very close from the time, obviously, for the media scourging. I don't think the media did a terribly good job when it came to getting information out. We don't really have any good investigative reporters out there. There's some decent people, but I think that they also understand the political headwinds that are there for themselves, and they need access to the establishment. So their stories really only included one side. And of course, any information regarding the story that indicted me or was scandalous, they put, of course, front page. And then, of course, if there was any clarification on that, it didn't end up anywhere. They would delete it, or it ended up on page 27 with the dog food. So I think that people understand that, but also in the moment, emotionally, the drama, the theater of it all, I think it's real difficult for people to be able to walk out those pieces. So my hat is off to Gary, kind of switching gears a little bit. Gary Howell, obviously, he's the most progressive that really our party has to offer here locally, but that doesn't take anything away from his win. He'll be a good party guy. It'll go down there, and I think he's really wanted that for a very long time, to be state representative. And so I congratulate him. I also congratulate everyone that ran in both special elections and around the state and all the mayor races. But in this district in particular, my hat is off to the folks that put themselves out there, their families, the sacrifices that they made. And, it's a very unique club that's run for office. And these folks did it. They went into debt, some of them doing it, and put their money on credit cards. And families, really struggled to try and put forward good campaigns. And so my hat is off to them. Obviously, it didn't go the way that we would have hoped. But I think that if you step back a little bit, it would go the way that you would expect, considering all the other parts that are out there. And so anyway, so today is the day after. Yesterday, of course, I can tell you a little bit about that. But the day of the election, obviously, I walked through that, and just to tell you a little bit about that. On that day, it's tough to really do much because the vote is coming in, and emotionally, mentally, physically, you're sort of drained down to your last dime, and then of course financially as well. And we'll continue to kind of walk those pieces out. But I had the 2020 crew with me, and they shot another segment of it. And it sounds like they're going to come back and do a day or two more. And I think people are going to be really surprised and when they have the opportunity to take a look at all the various parts and go a little deeper. Did put a call out to the prosecutor's office. Obviously got a letter back from the prosecutor's office, and I'll have some more comments on that. I really would like to have the police report and see what is in there and what isn't in there, and then determine and see if that matches really the reality, so that, did law enforcement cover all the ground that was there that we do know. And, there were some people they didn't interview in that regard, and somebody just walked by there. If not, why not? And which phones did they acquire, and if some other ones, why not? Where did they actually get to meet probable cause, and where they didn't? So I'll be explaining some of that as we take those steps forward. And those things are just going to fall where they are. They're going to be what they're going to be. One funny note, and I don't know if it, you can take it to mean whatever you want, but law enforcement, of course, hasn't contacted me all on the misuse of funds. Not since all this scandal broke, and obviously I'd like to clear my name. Of course, on last Wednesday, they call and say they want to meet with me, and pretty certain they want to meet with me on Friday morning with myself and the representative from the Attorney General's office. So 4 days before the election, he's walking back by. 4 days before the election, all of a sudden I get a call, or 5 days before the election, I get a call, and they want to meet. Law enforcement wants to meet. So I think that probably they just concluded the part on their part in regards to the extortion plot, and that was going to the prosecutor. I think then they were switching gears, but obviously politically, that's a little disconcerting because it's 4 days before an election. So we'll take those steps. I didn't end up meeting with them on Friday. I have to get new counsel in that regard, and take some steps in that. And I really like to make sure we see the police report in regards to the extortion plot first and foremost, and know the people that are involved there before I take those next steps, and just really the personal energy level isn't there to take those steps. So all that will be worked out, and I'll try and give a little bit more update and detail, and as we go forward. Also, just the grit and grind of the election is a little different in this situation, running for state rep, and to again have a television crew walking with you right up to the moments when it all sort of is brought forward, and then also to probably do 20 media interviews between 2 in the afternoon and 1 in the morning. And I missed some. I couldn't get to some. There might have been a dozen or more that called after midnight and wanted me to do an interview of one kind or another. And I stayed till very, very late doing media interviews, just to allow the public to have an opportunity to see and hear all of that. So I really think that obviously there's a page turn, there's a chapter turn. We're going to be taking some steps forward. I finally concluded that, got all that done, and really could not sleep, had difficulty going to sleep, which is, obvious for, why is obvious, I guess. And so I just got up, and I went for, it's been a long road. It's been a very long road for a long time, and a lot of stuff that's happened and transpired, and so I got up, I went for a drive, and didn't talk to anybody, and ended up at Whitefish Point, up in the UP, and in the morning, and just spent the day out there by myself, and not very good internet, and not very good phone reception, but that's really kind of what I needed. And I just sat there, and I took a nap, and just rested out there and walked around. It's a kind of special spot, and I love that place. Obviously, it's a long drive, so you get some alone time. And late last night, I drove back and made it back. And actually wish I could have stayed and had the children with me, but and Fawn and go out there, because it was very clear. It was clear it was going to be a very clear night, and so we'll have to make our trip back out there and make a fire and hang out and spend some time and do that when maybe I'm a little healthier to handle it. But anyway, I just wanted to shoot this over. I think you folks can take a look at it. There'll be little tidbits in there here and there, and as we go forward, I'll try and take some steps which I think are great, and we'll continue to proceed from where we're going to, or where we are to where we're going. And obviously the sun came up on Wednesday, and we're very thankful for that. We're very thankful for the people that have been behind us, and I'm very thankful for the people who have supported me through this. One nice thing is you go through something like this, and you get to determine really who your friends are and who they're not, and so you can see the real relationships, those who are there to personally and privately just continue to try and support you. And I'm very thankful and appreciative of those people who have prayed for myself and my family. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody in the ways that I did, but obviously it certainly got rid of the in the friend column. It got rid of the chaff, and now you know who the folks are that are there and are continuing to be supportive of myself, just not away from the political sphere, away from all of that. We're very thankful for those folks who are and can't thank them enough. So anyway, I'm going to let this go. I'll try and do them a little shorter than this going forward. Obviously, people don't want to spend 30 minutes listening to me, and I can understand that completely. I don't even know that I want to spend 30 minutes listening to me. So I'll cut this off and look forward to talking to you folks later. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.